At this time, when all this going on,
Hmm.
where's the Curry brothers ranking in this, and where's the Chambers brothers at?
Man, listen. No disrespect to either set of them. I ain't got no beef with either one of them. They wasn't into that. They was smarter than that. They was strictly hustlers. You feel me? The Curry, and then you guys the Curry boys. Look at them. Johnny them was older. You feel me? They was businessmen. They was, we was kids. You got to understand. All the people I'm naming to you, besides Cliff, Demetrius, and shit, even Demetrius, them. You got to think about it. When Meech got killed, Meech was what, 31, 32 years old. When Maserati got killed, he was about 28. So you got to understand, they was really kids getting all that money. Now, not kids, but young adults. They wasn't no old cats. You feel me? So Johnny and them had to be a little older than Meech and them back then. Johnny and them was already founded. I ain't saying they was way older, but they was a little older and they was businessmen. They owned two clubs. They owned limousine service, a florist shop. And them boys was the weed men. That's what they was known for. That's why you thinking that movie and all that, them doing a movie with White Boy Rick and they was saying that he was serving them dope. They weren't getting no bunch of dope. They was really the bud crew. They had all the
Pe-
weed back then.
People smoking weed like that back then.
Yeah, the weed was going back then. Then you gotta understand it was illegal then, so it was more money in it then. You feel me? So
Uh,
yeah, they was plugged up on the weed and the flash. Where you think White Boy Rick got that flash from? The Curry Boys had that flash. Flexing, you feel me? They had all the exotic type cars, them Excaliburs and all that type of shit. The Mercedes Benz, they had the Benzes and the jewelry and the minks. They was flexing, you feel me? So Rick was attracted to that, dog. That's why he wanted to be around them. They was known for having money. They wasn't known for busting their gun or getting people whacked or nothing. You feel me? They was strictly getting money as well as the chambers. And see, I'm glad you brought up the Chambers because family members from other states and friends from other states asked about them too, being locked up with BJ and seeing their story. Like Detroit, y'all let some out of town boys come down there and get some money. That
yep.
that yeah, that ain't how it happened though. They didn't come down here and set up shop and get money. Their oldest brother moved here and was working at Chrysler. He wasn't in the streets. The oldest brother. By them being so poor, he started sending for little brother them come up here get jobs where we could take care of our family, where we could eat. Get in this plant, Chrysler, the big one of these big three. So he sent for BJ. Well, BJ come up here while he up here, he get to living. He live here. He started dating Detroit girls and all that. A chick, he telling this stuff. A chick turned him on. He's selling weed like nigga. That ain't what's happening no more. That weed slow. You want to get some real money, you need to get with this and turn him on to the crack game. Her brothers knew was getting money. You feel me? And he started he
Right.
started flipping work. He lived here. He didn't come here just get money. Them boys moved here. And what they did, what was smart on their tip, they didn't um ruffle no feathers by intertwining with the rest of the Detroit players. They didn't try to mingle with all the other big fellas. Um They didn't even fuck with the big fella girls. They fuck with young girls in the neighborhood that didn't have nothing. Um, they only sold crack. See, that was another thing. They didn't sell weight to get known. They weren't trying to sell weight to be the big marks to bring attention to themselves. That's why on the real, we didn't know they was getting that type of real money. We knew they was selling crack and they had a bunch of different crack houses, but we didn't know they was getting real money until they videotaped themselves. And the Fed and the police, it wasn't even the feds. The local police raided a crack house and found a videotape. The workers was in there watching the videotape of them counting money. And that's when they like, hold on. And they put that shit all on the news where them boys had counted so much money and they had $1 million. They said it, but they had laundry baskets like your mama do the laundry, them laundry baskets. They had laundry baskets full of ones. Talking about what we go, we don't even want these ones. What we gonna do with the ones? We go pass them out. You feel me? So that's what drew the attention to everybody. Like, hold on, these niggas getting money like that. They in these crack houses. Well, they ain't gonna call the houses that they was showing. They living in was crack house, but they in the hood. These raggedy houses, but they got 14 karat gold sink faucets in these motherfuckers and shit. So niggas like, hold on, these boys. And then they showing pictures of themselves going back to Arizona for family reunion stuff. Now they got on more gold than Mr. T and all that shit.
Arkansas.
Yeah, Arkansas, I meant, yeah. So we didn't know really they had that. We knew they was eating. It wasn't like we was naive that they was getting money. But we didn't know they was stacking millions off that crack shit like that until they got busted, dog. Cause they wasn't trying to beef or make no waves in the hood, dog. And like I said, they didn't sell weight. And they didn't mess with Detroit guys as far as this, putting them in the crack houses. All the Detroit guys and girls that was on their line was they lieutenants. They used the Detroit people to run their shit. And they went to their home to Arkansas to get their own workers. They brought them country kids back up here and they chained them and boated them in them crack houses. So then was they workers. And then they had the Detroit people to watch over them and take them their packages, their food and all that. And that's how they was able to survive until they told on themselves. They was getting to that paper once we did see. But no, they wasn't on the streets. They wasn't knocking shit down and none of that shit. Now they killed some of their workers on that they brought up here and stuff like that. I think a few of them boys had caught case for killing some crackheads. You feel me? But they wasn't in none of the major drug wars that was taking place back then.